Hey there, meatheads. It's Christian with a quick message about Instacart. Hey, just checking before we go any further. Are you running low on snacks? Are you running low on any kind of beverages? I know I am, and I really don't want to go out there. So why don't we let the good folks at Instacart help us out? They can get your order delivered to your door in as little as 30 minutes. 30 minutes. That's pretty damn quick if you ask me. Not only that, they're offering our meatheads, our beloved meatheads, a special offer. You can get free priority delivering with an order of $10 or more just by clicking a link that is going to be in our episode description and our show notes. Again, you can look in our episode description, our show notes, and anywhere else we're going to be posting this link because we're going to try and get you to post it. This is a great way to support the podcast and help us keep doing what we love doing, and not just being ridiculous. So thank you again, and click that link. Get yourself some snacks. You deserve it. You really do. You had a hard week, man. Bud?
And welcome to the National Meathead Podcast with your host Sasha, aka the possum I ran over yesterday. Rest in peace to that boy, bro.
R.I.P.
Rest in peace.
Let me tell you, son. I don't really remember any thing I've ran over any animals, but I feel like that might have been my first. But like, bro, it was movie shit. Because like, first of all, my music wasn't on. So like, this is a rare thing. I was just driving like 5 minutes away, and my music was not on. So I seen this thing in the road, swore it was a paper bag until the last second, and it was like, and it like ripped something off the bottom of my car.
You probably killed his babies. They travel with their children under
Rest
them.
in peace to them. It ripped something off the bottom of my car. I don't know what it was. Took it to the body. Well, I took it to the mechanic today, and they were like, if it's not making noise, you're probably fine. But I still have that whatever piece of the body is now lost to my car because of that possum. I'll cherish it forever. Rest in peace, big boy. Yeah.
Shame on you for misgendering that fucking possum because it was definitely a female. It's your boy Christian, aka Summerhouse. I don't know. I didn't want to say Sully because there's a lot of complications. I don't want to say Duchesne because I don't look like a Duchesne ever. But
you look like
so I'm
any
just gonna say Summerhouse. I'm gonna be the crack projects of England, the whole thing. Yeah.
Wow.
Including the old people that live there.
I usually don't do this, bruv, but I'm Joey from the National Meat Treasure, a.k.a. Sully from Summer House, cuz.
You could definitely sing. Mandem. Listen. I don't know. We got to get somebody from London who speaks exactly like that, just so we can embarrass ourselves and ask the important questions. Do people do this same thing in their hoods? Do they just go like, oh, yo, fuck? Like, I don't know where they go from. Like, if they just start like talk about chopped cheese,
howdy.
like, like, hey, hold the toolie, like if. I don't know, man. I hope that's what happens, but we need to go international. National Meat Treasure is no longer national. It's International Meat Treasure.
International Meat Treasure.
Speaking of International Meat Treasure, well, not international, but I was just thinking today about our trajectory and where we're going. And, one of my goals is not to be rich, but to be in rooms with rich people so I can understand them, because I learned just hours ago that Khloe Kardashian and Trey Songz are now dating. And I really just want to be Yes. Wait. I want to be a fly on the wall for like how they even met. I want to know these people and just dissect them. I just want to be at like a Hollywood party one day, just post in the corner and just absorbing these people and what they do and what they say, because how the fuck did that connection happen? Especially with all that Trey Songz has done. What was Khloe on?
What has Trey Songz done?
He recently beat like his third rape allegation. I don't know if he beat it or not.
Oh shit!
Trey Songz, I think he punched a cop. He punched a cop last year.
What?
There was a video of him on stage. Well, this isn't bad, but it's just hilarious because it's Trey Songz. But there's a video of him on stage, and he's pouring liquor on his bare chest while two girls are on their knees drinking the liquor, and he spits in their mouths. This is on stage. So he's revving up to be the next R. Kelly, this Trey Songz guy.
Okay. And if he
did
isn't,
invent
though,
sex though, so he needed to have this. He did invent sex, so I feel like he
I
gets
believe it, bro. Bro, I didn't know about all these allegations. In my mind, Trey Songz stayed the perfect, immaculate, beautiful man that gave us what was it? I can't remember any of the fucking songs that he actually wrote. I'll hear it,
You got
but
to tap in with the black culture, my friend.
yeah, I'm not. I guess I have to. I got to reconnect. I'll be
You got to
doing
get
it
like a
soon.
subscription to World Star. Subscription? You subscribe to World Star?
Do people subscribe to World Star?
I hope they do. I hope they do. Honestly,
Somebody sending like a check over to World Star every month on the 15th.
where do
Yeah,
people
man.
get their black news? Because I mean, I get it all from podcasts.
Jet is
But
out.
like, what is? What's
Remember
Jet?
Jet
Owned by
magazine?
White Man, Jet Magazine.
Oh, Jet magazine, dude.
Jet.
I had an uncle. Shout out to Uncle Vaughn. He was like when I was younger. He was probably in his 20s or like college days, and he
Mhm.
lived in my. Whose house was that? Like I knew it as my aunt's house because it was my mom's like friend from high school, Kelly. And but I
Mhm.
knew it as her house, but I don't think it was her house. I think it was her mom's house, who also may have
Mhm.
lived there. And Vaughn lived there, and he had one of those like kind of like it wasn't really like the attic, but it was like one of those rooms where like one of the ceiling walls is like slanted,
Gotcha.
and
Yeah.
the whole wall was covered in Jet Beauties of the Week. That man was
Wow.
beating off in there for real.
Yeah.
Oh my god. You know that interaction that I think every male has ever gone through, but like that creepy interaction when you're with an older man that isn't totally related to you. You know, like it's not your dad. Maybe it's not your uncle, but
Like a mom's boyfriend or something.
yeah, something like that. So I'll talk about what I'm going with. So like many years ago, I was an EMT, and I worked with this guy. His name was Walker. Now, he was like the goofiest single black man that I've ever met in my entire life. He would like wear a cowboy hat to work. We were going to help patients, go from hospital to hospital room, and he would unironically wear a cowboy hat. And the creepy interaction that I think of is he would routinely grab those club flyers back in the days, with all the chicks all over them, and they're scantily clad. And I remember one day he's telling me he's listening to all like the kind of like Caribbean radio stations that you get like in Central Brooklyn. They're like really crazy. Like they could either be like full on dance hall and talk, or soca, or they're going from like really like traditional stuff, or they could be just be going off the rails. And he would play DJ, literally just like turning the volume knob on, and he would just say ridiculous things. This man was like actually crazy. And so he'd get those club flyers, and one day he's like, you know what I would do with that? I was like, no. like really scared of like what he's about to do next. And he starts flicking his tongue at the club flyer. Why? Why do men feel the need to express themselves in those strange ways? Like we don't.
That ass.
You
I
ever have a
didn't need
moment?
that.
Niggas are
It was
weird.
So
weird.
I know you guys. Well, Joey, is your mom and dad aren't together, right?
They are.
Oh, they are. So you probably,
Yes.
I don't know. I mean,
Bless
maybe
it.
you probably had this, but like, do you ever have a moment in your life where your parents were fucking and like you didn't realize it till as an adult?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Like I
Yeah.
had one moment where, so my mom was she got divorced when I was like 9, and I remember one time it was me and my bro, and I don't know what the fuck we were, but like some dude picked us up that I guess like I think the vibe was like he used to mess with my mom in high school or something, or maybe they were friends previously or whatever. I really don't know who the fuck this guy was, but like he picks us up in this van and we're driving around. My mom's like laughing her ass off, and this guy's smoking cigars, full blown cigars in the car with us.
Wow.
Like I will never smoke a cigar. Well, I did smoke one when my kid was born, but like other than that, like that smell was heinous.
Yeah.
Then we like went to this dude's house, and
cigars.
me and my bro were just in this dude's basement watching Belly. And my mom was just kind of upstairs for an hour, and then we left, and I never saw this man again. And I'm pretty sure he was fucking my mom's. So shout out to him.
Yeah,
I guess.
that is a strange thing. I remember one day, me and my brother were playing downstairs. It's like summer vacation, so it's like one of those hot summer days. We're playing downstairs stickball, and my younger brother goes upstairs and inadvertently, I guess, opens the door to like go say something to my mom, and boom, they were having an afternoon delight. And I feel lucky that I never saw it, but knowing it still creeped me out. But my brother saw it twice, so he has been scarred. Like
he was
his
trying
life
the
is,
second time. There's no way you voted that twice.
Like it is wild. Like he was like trying to ask, like, I think something stupid, like, hey mom, do you know where the juice is? And it's like, I know damn well enough never to open a door, so you might be right. I don't know.
One time, my mom, this was her 40th birthday, and somebody got her like this massive black dildo as a gag gift. How do I know this, you ask? I know it because my brother went to take out the garbage, and I guess it was in the garbage, and he chased me down the hall with it.
It was in the garbage? Come on.
Honestly, I'm kind of glad it was in the garbage because, like, had I found this dildo, like, this shit was massive. I don't want to know that about my mother.
It would have ruined your life a little bit.
Actually, you know what's funny?
Do you walk away from that okay?
I did not walk away from it. You know what? I walked away from that okay. What I didn't walk away from okay was one time there was this kid, I forgot his name, Jermaine or Jamal or something, kid who lived in my building, and we were pretty cool. And he went through my mom's drawers one day when she wasn't home and like found her like golden vibrator and was like smelling it. Like he was just very sexual about this tool. At this point in my life, I have no idea what a vibrator even is. But that probably was the first vibrator I ever saw. Definitely was the first vibrator I saw. Didn't even like register to me like what it was even for. But he was a little more mature, more sexually advanced than me. I think I was like 14 at the time.
He's a sexual deviant. That's what he is. Like sniffing somebody's fucking vibrator, bro.
Yeah,
I would have in my wildest dreams. Even if I went through going through somebody's drawers, would I just be like? I mean, like somebody's.
If personal... I find a vibrator, the first thing
are you sniffing?
Sniff it. That's the first thing. Really?
Yeah. Oh God! Wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna smell all of it.
Here's my thing about sniffing a vibrator.
Sorry for yucking your yum.
Nah, it's okay.
Here's my thing about sniffing a vibrator you found. If there is a scent to it, that means it was not washed.
Mm-hmm.
So like,
yeah, exactly.
Who's the dirty bitch? You dirty little girl. I like you.
Please look in the camera one more time and say that.
Who's the dirty bitch?
Please don't. You're saving my soul, bro. Don't do it. Don't do it. Not my soul.
That's definitely a thumbnail future face. It's gonna be a cover photo. I'm gonna do it. It's gonna be everywhere.
My ex told me a story where she like surmised her parents were swingers. She was like, she had told me that one time. So she's Armenian and Russian, right? And where she was living in New Jersey, she moved to a neighborhood that was like all immigrants, and everyone was friends. And there was like a kind of like this big thing, like buying a house was like the thing. Like you bought a house, my ex was 27, so she was pretty young at this point. So this is like the 90s, early 2000s. So like buying a house in New Jersey as an immigrant was like peak. Like you're the fucking man. So anytime anybody bought a house, they were partying fucking hard. And I remember she told me that like she would go in the basement when they would have these parties, like her cousins, whatever. They would just kind of chill in the basement, do their little kid shit, whatever. But then like years later, so all right, actually no, let me back up. So there was a point where like her mom did not want to have friends. Like she was just like, fuck friends. I don't care about having friends. To this day, does not have any friends. They moved to California, and like her mom has nobody, isolates. Her dad, nobody friends. But then one day she like found this like photo album of like everyone upstairs, like at one of these parties that she remembers being at, but she was in the basement. And she found a photo album, and it's like in the photo albums you see like her mom sitting on like the neighbor's lap, and her like another woman sitting on her dad's lap, and they're all kind of like in what seems a very compromising, like the photos aren't dirty, but it's very compromising for the 90s. And she like asked her mom to like explain they were fucking, and she asked the mom to explain it. She He asked the moms to explain it, and the mom was like, "You don't need to. I don't need to throw these pictures in the garbage." With a fucking heavy ass Russian accent.
Yeah.
And she
Way
came to the
to
conclusion
go.
that her parents might have been swingers.
Yeah.
You know what? I hope that's the case. I hope somebody like ate like borscht out of somebody's ass in that meeting. Because that's how you spread culture. That's how you
The
move.
only thing that
Of all the
spreads.
things to eat out of ash, I've had borscht. I don't want to eat out of anybody's ass. I feel like the
Come on,
flavor of
bro.
ass is going to combat the flavor of borscht, dude.
You think so? I think it's going to complement it. I think it's going to have a complexity that you're not used to. But with a little
What is it supposed
MSG
to
on the rim.
be?
Like,
It's supposed to be. What's that? What's that combo? Salty,
Umami.
sour, sweet, hot. Like so. What does hot come from the ass? Borscht is not hot.
Ooh. Well, if they ate hot wings like the day before, it can totally be hot. It can totally be hot.
As someone who eats ass, I will tell you that for those who are not initiated, if you taste an ass and it tastes like a meal you shared 24 hours ago with this person, you should not be eating their ass. Because they probably ate the food with
that's
their
the part
ass.
of life. That's the part of life that you forget. That sometimes we make mistakes and we learn from them and we move on. And you know what? If you get your buffalo on,
What do you think
I don't
Trey
know what
Songz'
else to
ass
say.
tastes like?
Oh, it's definitely like blue cheese.
I would like to know how you came to the conclusion that Trey Songz' ass tastes like blue cheese. He seems like more of a ranch guy to me.
Because it's refined. He's got a Roquefort like blue cheese. We're not talking about regular run of the mill, like fucking like wishbone blue cheese. We're talking about
This is not Hidden Valley.
bro. This is not. We're talking about like Saint Augure. Like we're talking about fine, beautiful blue cheese, aged and pungent.
Roquefort.
Just a little moldy, just a tad bit mold. Yeah, blue cheese.
I
bro.
love that for Mr. Songs.
I
Refined blue
love-
cheeses.
Me too, bro. He's got like vegetable ass somewhere between his ass too. See, I feel like he's definitely just somebody described their own ass. I saw like one of those like stupid clips like where somebody comes up to you with like a phone and asks you something ridiculous, and some people answer with really good fucking responses, and he's talking to this couple and it's like what's the freakiest thing they've done, and they like were fucking in a cemetery and then eating each other's ass, and then the guy's follow-up questions like how does it taste, asking her, and the guy grabs the phone and goes like chicken Alfredo, yo. Like, and I haven't stopped thinking about his chicken Alfredo butthole since I heard that, because that's very specific. Like, hey, how bro? How
To that question, I have to ask this man. There's got to be follow-up questions like I have to have chicken Alfredo prepared by this man, because that recipe is gotta be strange.
low sodium, like
no, it's
salt?
mad mushrooms. It's just way too many mushrooms. Like,
I feel like mushrooms and ass have a comparable taste.
it definitely do. Listen,
earthy.
Earth.
Also that texture, like that soft. I feel like mushrooms probably have the closest thing to eating ass. Like, no, really think about it. Like, really, like.
It's very flesh-like mushrooms.
What the fuck? As a person who likes the fungus, you're right. You are right. Holy shit!
If you saute with no
it's
olive
like
oil,
gills.
just
No olive
the
oil.
gills. No,
you just got to use non-stick spray, no salt, no pepper, maybe a little salt. That's basically what eating ass is like. Now I want mushrooms, dude.
So maybe a little salt.
What if you come up with a duxelle, like a really fine, reduced, beautiful mushroom like flavor, like, and then like put your beef inside of them, so it's a beef Wellington.
Culinary hour with Cardona.
Yeah. Hey, listen, it was gonna come full circle, and it did, and it's a national meat treasure. Not for nothing, bro.
National
you good,
meat
Sean?
treasure with.
Yeah, I'm just tired.
So are mushroom? You know what's kind of crazy? Like, now that I'm thinking about it, why do mushrooms feel more like flesh than actual flesh? Like, we eat flesh, we eat fucking meat, and I feel like
Mm.
mushrooms are pretty comparable to booty meat.
Well, it's
Uh,
different
an
flesh,
interesting
you
thing.
know. It's
So
mushrooms are
just-
like human flesh because chicken flesh is good when you fry it.
Mm.
I don't know about human flesh if it's as good when you fry it, but yeah, mushrooms do. The texture of mushrooms is very flesh-like.
I don't know. I like mushrooms. I'm on team mushroom. I don't understand people who don't like mushrooms. Listen, they're
Speaking of human
nice.
flesh, you know what I was thinking about today? So today is what's called opening day in Detroit. It's the first day of baseball season, and it's basically people. You know, the bars open super early. People hit the town, they get wasted, right? So I didn't participate in this, but I did have to do a little shopping. So I went to H&M down the street, and I'm driving down the street, and I'm like, I haven't seen white women in forever. So I'm driving, and I'm like, like I'm not super attracted to white women anymore, but like it's a special variety of like really ugly white women out today. Like, because obviously I don't fuck baseball fans, so I don't know how baseball fans really look. And I'm thinking to myself today, because as I do have plenty of thought trains. You know what's crazy? In the many years I slept with white women, the many years I've been in this country, I came to a thought. You have to go overseas to find the best looking white women. Because I was thinking where does okay, I'm in Michigan, obviously it's fucking the Midwest. This is not a place known for sexy people, right? So I thought to myself, where in my life have I seen the sexiest white women? New York, LA, Atlanta. I've seen very sexy white women, but a lot of those white women were sexy because they get the surgeries, they're very rich socialites in New York. But I was like, where is the homegrown sexy white women? It's Switzerland, it's Australia, it's fucking Britain, you know what I mean? And it's like, damn, you really if you fuck white women, you're really doing yourself a disservice by staying in America. You gotta go across the pond, eh?
That is an interesting proposition. We need international hoes because as the international meat treasure grows, that can be a possibility. Who knows? Spreading my duck cell all over my beef Wellington across the world. I won't because I'm married and I'm happily married.
You know what's funny too? I used to listen to the Joe Rogan podcast, and I remember on the Joe Rogan podcast, I forgot who it was on, who he had on, but the guy was talking about, it was like a grown, I think it might have been Bill Burr, and it was like a grown adult man, and he was talking about being in Switzerland, and he was like, bro, what is it about Switzerland, man? I went there and, I'm 6 feet tall and I'm seeing 12th graders taller than me. Everyone's beautiful, chiseled jaws, blonde. And Joe Rogan, without missing a beat, he goes, yeah, the Viking rape. And I'm in my car. I remember where I was at my car. I'm driving down fucking whatever street on fucking in Allentown. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why did this nigga say Viking rape so quick? And he's like, yeah, dude, back in the day, Switzerland was colonized by Vikings and all the biggest, strongest Vikings would rape all the most beautiful women, and this happened for hundreds of years. That's why everyone in Switzerland is super tall and beautiful because of eugenics.
Wow.
Forced eugenics.
Wow.
Could you imagine going
this is
somewhere
the point
where
of
everyone was
the
taller than you?
conversation. I'm already there sometimes. I go to just some places in New Jersey and that can be a norm. I'm like, what the fuck?
But
why
I mean,
is
your
everybody 6'5", bro?
You don't leave the house, and when you do, I'm assuming you go see family in Jackson Heights, where it's a lot of Hispanics, and usually they're pretty short. So you can be
My family's
pretty towering.
My family is tiny. I do tower over my family, and it's like a joke. It's really like a joke. My mom was probably just reaching 5 feet. My aunts are all 4'11". Everyone's tiny. Even my daughter is on the really small side, which makes me die laughing. Every time they do that growth chart. Anybody who's a parent, so you just see they go oh yeah, well looks like your kid's on this track to get to this point, and she's always at the bottom. I'm like, damn, this little girl is gonna be tiny.
A little girl, tiny little girl.
I love it. It's mad funny. Tiny
But
kids.
imagine
She yells.
being in Switzerland and passing an elementary school, and most of the kids are
your height.
That would be
another
another
mad
planet.
threatened, bro. I'd be like, yo,
Start punching kids in the neck. What's up,
Yeah.
blood? Like,
Can you even
you mad,
what's what
blood?
people mean? Look at that giant ute.
It's a big ute, isn't it?
There's a big ute in it.
Big ute in it.
What do they call guns? I forget what they call guns. They don't call guns. Just
They had a lot of names for them. They had them WAPs. They said straps.
WAPs, straps.
Yeah.
They did say the straps.
Waps and
Yo,
straps.
can we just talk about
Stole
it?
my strap, fam.
Can we just talk about it?
No, I didn't. Yeah.
Can we just
Also,
talk
for anyone
about it?
anyone who doesn't know, we didn't mention this, but we are doing this accent because we all just finished Top Boy on Netflix season 2, which is a show about basically the projects of England, London,
London,
and London drug dealers out there, and we've just been. Listen, I would say this: you are way smarter than me if you can watch that show without closed captions, because you definitely need subtitles for those. Accents.
Oh yes, you do. Because
They're speaking English,
this
but it's the Queen's English.
this is where we get a clip, because Kiss's teeth has never come across my TV more than when I watch Top Boy. And every time I watch Top Boy, I'm gently reminded that people in England, especially London, do that a lot more than I realize, because
Yeah.
they would like the
Yo,
whole
that
I
ass,
was
bro.
like, damn, like, all right, like, it's like, yeah, I was like, and it can mean everything between sarcasm, annoyance, like somebody's gonna die. Yo,
Well,
Top
you know what's
Boy-
interesting about that? What's interesting
What?
about that is, so the way they speak, it's not the Queen's English. I had to correct myself. It's the
Mhm.
Queen's
No, it's
English combined with like Jamaican, because those are
Yeah.
like the immigrants that came there.
Patois.
So it's like it's patois mixed with the Queen's English. But you know, one thing about the kissing teeth thing is that, you know, as minorities, I think we all grew up with, like, if you do the come on,
gang.
like, your parents will
Oh,
fuck
yeah.
you up. So I'm thinking, like, were the Jamaicans not getting? Were the
Right?
Jamaicans not doing that? Were the Jamaicans not hitting their kids for doing that? Come on.
No, they were, but it's definitely once they got to England that some of that shit got like lost, because I think anybody would have just got a call, quick left right if they did that, like, man, you're mad, blood. Like, the minute somebody I'm who? It's like just right through the wall, bro.
mad?
Imagine if
Are
I
you
just started
mad?
talking like a London youth, like in front of my parents, like in
I got
Queens,
that
like
shit beat out of me when I was a kid.
Colombian immigrants.
I got
Like-
what is it? Remember all like the weird? I love how we love to talk about child abuse on this show. I remember all like the weird shit you would get hit for. Like, I couldn't cross my arms in defiance. I couldn't kiss the teeth or suck my teeth. It's called sucking teeth.
Yeah.
I don't know why closed
Sucking
captions
teeth.
it was like kissing teeth.
Nah, so because
That's
kissing
English.
teeth is a thing. That's what they call it. Like, kiss my
Kissing
teeth is a
teeth.
thing they say. Like, we say suck teeth, they say kiss
Yeah.
teeth. It's like that's
Yeah,
their
yeah.
thing. Like, KMT is like something you'll type. Like, you know, we say SMH, they'll type out KMT. Like, that shit is really communication for them. Like,
Oh, that's what that stands for.
Wow.
I've seen like grime songs called KMT.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
do you
yeah.
think it was like a Kermit? You
Yeah,
like
it's my
Kermit be
teeth.
really running these streets, bro? Like KMT? Kermit's in that grime, like just like
Kermit gang.
Can you imagine? We gonna come to your house right away. Like
I thought it was
coming up
like-
with something.
If I had to guess what KMT, I don't know. They talk a lot about the streets and shit and like gang wars. So I assume it was like claim my turf, but claim with a K
Right.
or something. If I had to
Wow.
guess, obviously
It's Mortal
I'm
Kombat?
losing.
They're on Mortal Kombat time. They're on Mortal Kombat time.
Combat
Like,
my
changing
tribe or something. I don't know.
Right.
I thought it more than
Yo,
kiss my
Key,
teeth.
that's kind of hard though. If you say combat my tribe, like what do you gotta say after that? That's a full on like war effort.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Mouthful.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I was,
So thank you, Joey, for telling us that. You know, that's amazing that they do. I have to use subtitles and captions for like 99% of things, because I have damaged my ears with loud metal music and being at fucking shitty venues. So I can't, and I have kids, so I don't want to wake them up. So I be using that. So I know that
Oh, bro,
pain.
I got no kids in a studio apartment. I could hear everything, but watching it without fucking subtitles,
Mhm.
I don't know what the fuck what's going on.
yeah,
I have no idea what they're saying.
Okay,
And some of them
but
have
I have to
heavier
say it.
accents than others.
Bro,
yeah.
I have to say it. Spoilers.
Oh yeah,
We are
yo,
not, we are not
spoiler
going to
alert.
spoil Top Boy. We're not going to do it for
Please
Carmelo.
don't do
Our
it.
number one
Don't.
fan, Carmelo,
Oh.
my old coworker, because he's going to watch it.
Okay.
But
Damn.
we can't spoil it. Honestly, that show is too good to spoil. There's some shows where I'll spoil them because I'm like, this shit sucks anyway. But like, this
Yeah.
is not a sucky show. You can't spoil
Okay,
it. for people.
fine.
But I
This
will
is
say,
annoying.
I want to check for the free promo. Drake is the executive producer of the show.
Yes.
I want money. I want a
Please.
check.
Please.
I'll do a TikTok ad if you need me
I
to.
just want a
about
chance,
Top Boy.
bro.
Whatever
I
you
just
got.
want a chance,
What-
bro.
I
They want the peas, bro.
bruv.
I just want a chance. I just want a chance. Drake, please, bro. I just want a chance. Allow it, please.
Allow
want a
it.
chance, bro.
Allow
One chance, cuz.
Why are you so good at this?
Why?
International Thriller.
You know what it is? The reason why I'm so
International
good at this
meat.
is because this is shit I've been on for a long time.
Yo.
But like, I'm not gonna be like, yo, I was the first nigga listening to UK artists, but it was like I was listening to music from the UK for a long time, and I would try to tell people about it, and niggas was not fucking with it because it takes a lot for people to get past the accent.
People still don't
I
fuck
was
with
like-
it like
I was
crazy.
like,
Like,
you know, that's
because
my
some
thing.
of it
Well,
does sound corny.
well, now though, because of drill, a lot more people fuck with it. It's easier for
Yeah.
people to pick up now. So,
Exactly.
because-
Now it
yo,
is becoming.
We're mad immature Americans. I mean, the world. Like,
are.
humans are fucking
Yeah,
awful things.
I didn't know
But,
if that
like-
was like true or not. They were saying that like the style of drill beats was because British producers were like sending beats to New York niggas. And
Yeah.
that's how drill became
Oh, yeah.
popular. Like it was
Dude.
already over there, but it wasn't
Yeah.
popular. And then when they
Those
sent it
beats
here,
have been around. And that's drum and bass. That's like
Yeah.
the early days of like Chance
Yes.
and like you're talking about like really old school, like even Chemical Brothers, stuff like dudes who were like putting shit into the lexicon of music, and like grime was just the next step after that because black and brown kids got to it and they were like, oh shit, like we can kind of do something over this.
Yeah.
And we can say something about what we're going through, and it sounded hot. So the only thing is I'm not like an expert at all, but what it was is that I was on it because of adulthood and stuff
Yeah.
like that, and like Misfits, and a lot of those Channel 4 like shows are like way up my alley. I love all that stuff. Malcolm Brown, you remember that?
no idea.
It's I'm trying to think of what's his name. It was Alfred. He plays Alfred in the Christian Bale one. He plays Austin Powers' father. I'm trying to remember his damn name, Sir.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about? No.
Sure.
Okay, so
Yeah.
he plays in a role. Yeah, so he plays in a role that basically he's this old dude that looks unassuming, kind of like a very Gran Torino thing, but not any racism like in it. Like just like just take out all the racism, like because like all the like at least those dudes in that moment, like they kind of just looked very evenly spread. It was like, you got a white guy, you got a few black guys, you got a few, like everyone was represented in that terrible group. But yeah, it's a whole movie where like basically their what do they call it? The estates are like being set on fire and people are being like, killed and harassed. And this dude's like ends up being like MI6 or some shit like that, like ex-Navy. And he has to like defend this entire state, but it's fucking fire. Like if you need to watch a good fucking movie, wait, you know what? Let me make sure that's the name. You guys keep going.
Well, I want to know. I just want to see like more black people with accents. I need that whole
Yeah.
field.
I love that, man.
I need more Top Boy-esque television to consume.
Yo, so if you are interested in, like, if you like Top Boy, something you can check out is Blue Story, which has a lot of the same cast. I haven't watched it yet. I just found out about it.
Blue Story.
But
Netflix?
yeah, it's a similar,
Harry Brown. Okay, not Malcolm Brown. Harry Brown. Sorry about that.
Yeah, whenever
Blue
I hear of a
Story.
white guy named Malcolm, I'm always very
Michael
intrigued.
Caine. And the guy who plays him is Michael Caine. That's who it was referencing. Yeah, that's a fire movie. Like really, it's one of those like, great like just it's really good. It's a good because they do have like a different they still fall into the same pitfalls that everyone else does because racism and white supremacy is worldwide, and we fail to see that. But especially in England, like there's a lot of classism, and so
Right.
there's like in points where like certain places are just like you've got just poor people like having to deal
Yes.
with like their own ways to get out of shit, and the states are just like the projects for us, like in the states, like it's just a hub where people are trying to make it, pay their rent and buy some weed maybe
Well,
sometimes.
I'm looking up Blue Story. It's available on Amazon Prime, Sling,
Is it?
whatever. But who is this? Carla Simone Spence? You are bad as hell. I'll watch it just for you. Jesus.
I need a new show so that it's a movie.
It's a movie. Yes.
Oh,
Blue Story.
oh, okay.
Blue Story.
Michael
Blue
Ward. Oh, Kadeem.
Yeah.
Kadeem.
Yo,
I love his hair.
What's funny, Kit,
His hair is
the
fire.
the dude who plays Kit, his actual name is Kadeem. And
Yeah,
then there's a dude named Kadeem.
Yeah. Kit is a great character. Actually, I like him a lot.
And is this not associated with Top Boy at all, or is
Nah,
just
it's
not a lot of actors? they just don't have a lot of black actors in fucking London to play gang members.
No, I don't think they do.
Yeah, because there's a lot of niggas. Most of the niggas out there are just outside sliding on niggas and stabbing niggas in the streets. Yo, shit is crazy over there.
Yeah, you're definitely getting more knifed up over there.
I've never stabbed anyone. Have I? No, I haven't. But
Yes,
I
which
feel
is the right thing to say.
Allegedly, I've never stabbed anyone. But
Allegedly.
I've been stabbed, and I imagine it probably feels the same way running over that possum did.
Ugh.
Because the thing about me and my car is like I've had the same car since 2018. When I drive that boy, I feel it. Like I can when something's wrong with my car, which is rare because Honda Civic got the blue seal of excellence or whatever the fuck. But when something's like going, like I can feel when my tires are like low on air. Like that is an extension of myself. So when I ran over that possum with no fucking music on, I felt that shit in my bones. And I imagine that's just like stabbing somebody. Like you just feel it throughout your whole body.
I actually, since you killed a possum, I had a really weird experience with death when I was younger. I think I was in like the 11th grade. I was walking to school. I wrote a poem about this shit or like a diary entry about this. This shit like affected me. I was walking to school. I'm on my block. I just get to the corner and there's this possum and a car. Like a possum is in the street and a car, and I can see. I'm like, this shit they're gonna intersect. And the car hit the possum, and the nigga just was clipped. He was just
kept it moving.
And then, but so did the driver, and then I was like, yo, nobody in the world knows this possum is dead or gives a shit except for me right now. That bitch is at the light 100 feet away, not even looking back. It was like 7 o'clock in the morning. Ain't nobody outside. I was like, damn, bro. Like,
honestly,
born alone, die alone type shit. Yeah.
You want to be really cruel? I really don't give a shit about any of those animals dying. I don't know.
Nah, it wasn't about the animals. I don't give a shit. It was possums are cute, but like hideous at the same time. It was just like that was one of the first times I was like, damn, bro. If I didn't witness this,
move it.
Nobody else witnessed this. Like nobody else.
Move it or lose it, bro. Listen, I have to fight against black bears all day. They tear up my fucking trash. If it was legal to pop one in the skull, I would, but I don't really care about these animals. I think I want to just I know I'm living where they live. You know what I'm saying? Like it's okay. I get it.
Yeah.
But
I
don't really care.
When I found out possums only live 3 years. I wanted a pet possum real bad. Like,
wow, that's kind of sad.
Possums do not live that long.
So then you gave that possum an honorable death. They didn't have to go through life really all that quickly.
What if they were rookies though? Terribly. What if they just got here like, yes, life. I'm about to do it. About to do the possum thing.
What if he did the possum thing and he was like cracking another possum, and then he passed on his seed because that's really all life is about, right? And he gets run over by Justin. That's his best day. You just
nutted and you're out.
You just gave a possum its best day, Justin.
Nothing
Sasha.
went to
You know
heaven.
what's the sad part about this?
Mm.
I was already home from work. So 99.99% of times I come home from work, I
You're
usually
in the crib.
in the crib, and I
Yeah.
parked my car. I'm at my house, and I'm like, I just want one fucking beer. And I was like, where can I go right now that has no cover, just a place? And I remember my old job, there was a bar next door called Cutter's. And I wasn't sure if they were open because sometimes they close at midnight. And I was like, are they closed or not? And I Googled and I saw that it was open, but I didn't look at the time it closed. It was 11:58. So that's why I didn't say it was closing. So I just didn't look at it. I was like, oh, it's open. Drove, got there, killed this possum, parked my car. Cutter's was closed. And so this nigga died for no reason. I didn't even get a beer out of his death. I'm gonna pour one out for my nigga tomorrow.
You know what?
reason.
It was meant to be. No, it was for a reason. The universe sent you on that road to take that possum out. Because it's time for their soul
he
to do
clapped
something
it.
else.
He clapped whatever possum cheeks he needed to clap. Lived a good life.
Like,
And he moved on.
yeah, that possum's probably being like, reincarnated into an actual human baby. It's like, this is a soul
Oh
we were
shit!
saving, and
But
now
whoa,
it's a
whoa, whoa.
person, and they're being born.
Plot twist. It comes after you for revenge because it remembers that you murdered it and you didn't stop for it. So guess what? Now, 20 years later from now, you're going to be hunted by this possum child.
Yeah.
From
the UK.
Tarantino, direct this.
Yeah,
from the
the
UK.
possum-
From London.
It's from East
You're
London,
mad,
bro.
blood. Remember me, blood. Like, just.
Yo.
Can you imagine? Like a British child comes after me in 20 years and I have no idea why. He's just hanging upside down from a tree outside my house.
He's just
Yo,
like.
deadass.
Every time you hear well, I hope he here. Like, just like instead of instead of
That is
hearing
the sound
Jason
possums
say,
make.
I don't know what sound possums make, and I don't even really want to know because they're cute.
They
but,
scream.
like,
North
Kitty is
America's
cute.
I have another
Only
possum story.
marsupial.
One time, me and my boy, remember Kale?
yes, I do.
Yeah, so Kale was this like stoner, druggy kid, scene emo kid I was hanging out with in my when I was a youth. And we were like 19,
What a
18 years
youth.
old, and we're skating around Jamaica Estates, and it's like 3 a.m, and we're just like skating around and on this dead street, and we see this possum in the middle of the road, and it's like its jaw is kind of like hanging off, but it's just like hissing at us and bleeding. And we're like, we gotta get this thing out of the road, man. So I fucking just like threw my belt like kind of around its mouth and kind of dragged it slowly out of the road as it hissed the whole way off the road. I'm like, I don't know where you were going, man, but like I don't want you to die. I developed a love for possums then, and then I found out they die in 3 years when Google was a thing later in life, and I was like, damn, because I was really thinking about getting a pet possum.
Okay, I was just listening to a possum, and I think I'm gonna drop this in your in the chat right over here. It is not a pleasant sound. It is not a pleasant sound. It is like kind of like it is not a nice sound.
I don't know if that'll come over the audio, but I did hear you listening to that. Did it sound?
I want you to rate my possum sound. I want to like if it's at least an 8, please leave it in the comment. And let me know and subscribe because of that, because I probably ruined my nasal passage for a little bit.
Yo,
Subscribe, drop a like, drop a rating. Let's just drop this in the middle of the episode so people know.
Right?
Clear my throat.
This is a possum friendly network. Okay, I've changed my
Back
mind.
in the day, there was that like brief trend on MySpace where they would have bands that were fronted by animals.
Yes, I love those. Like the cockatoo one, or it was a Hate Beak. Then there was one where it was like 3 Rottweilers.
Yeah, it was a metal band. There was 3. What was that band called? I thought it was Hate Bark, but I could be confusing them with Hate Beak. There was a metal band where it was fronted by.
There was a few of them. I think it was Cannibal. No. Canine Corpse? No, I'm trying to remember.
I just googled it. Caninus. Caninus.
I was really close to it, right? Like, okay, I deserve at least
There's a Vice
half
article
point.
about them that came out literally 4 years after they were a thing. It was a 2013 Vice article. Meet Caninus, the dog-fronted grindcore band.
Yeah, it was when Grind had jumped the shark completely,
Yeah.
and it was
Were you
just
guys
like
ever
it was just like
into Cock and Ball Torture? The
Also,
band?
there's multiple of these bands that are fronted by dogs now. So we're not going to get into that, but there is more than one now. Dog Metal, the Bubbas.
I'm gonna listen to some Hate Beak, Birds, Seeds, Avengers.
What was that? What's that live show be like?
It'd be a lot of shit everywhere. That's what would happen. I wouldn't like to be there in a dark place.
What's the band? There's a metal band. Starts with a W, and it's like a word. It's like not a word. It's like a German
We
word.
came
So
with
like
broken teeth. Oh
no, it's like one word, but it's like a weird word, like waking or walking or something. But like my friend was like a showrunner for this venue, and the band, their thing is they like have dead animals on stage, and like they wear like squirrel pelts, and like she had to like fit. I think she quit after that. Like she was like, I'm not dragging in like cow carcasses.
Was it Watain?
Watain, there we go. That's the band.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, because they got into some shit for animal cruelty because they were using actual animal blood. They're like a Satanist band, I've looked up that band before. That shit, those niggas are in the shit. I'm really into bands and just culture, like I guess countercultures, like the deep shit though, like
yeah.
You know, we know a lot of people
like Mayhem
who were
and Christian Death and
yeah,
you know, like a lot of those bands that kind of were like in that scene, like church burning and like, you know, like writing like early films like Pig or what was it? 1356 is it? Or 1536
I don't know, but
or something like that.
For the fans that aren't metalheads, look up a Watain show. They wear like dead squirrels as gauntlets.
They're not I don't recommend them. I think they suck. I hate a lot of black metal. I think it's contrived and stupid, and a lot of the Norwegian scene is wildly racist, and they can suck a dick.
Yeah,
and has been racist.
I'm looking
and
at
they
pictures
still
of
apologize
guys
for a lot of
covered
these
in animal blood on
cockheads.
stage.
Because they are part of culture. They suck my fucking dick.
Well, black metal has cultural significance. Historical.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, its origins
cool.
are.
I'm not going to say that I don't like it.
To bring it back to the Viking rape, I could have the history wrong here, but essentially in Norway, like Christianity got like forced upon them by maybe Vikings or somebody, but like there was an outcry of like anti-Christianity in Norway, and it traveled over to their music, which is thusly black metal. So you learn something about a counterculture you don't care about today on this episode of National Meat Treasure.
Yeah, I still don't care about them.
Metal.
Because the black metal scene is still really cringy. Sorry, all of you are cringe.
Did you see that one documentary with the one iconic documentary about black metal?
The Mayhem one?
Where the interviewer, it's like a Fuse documentary, and the interviewer is talking to the singer of Gorgoroth, and this is a fucking metal episode now. I'm gonna listen to Gorgoroth after this. Hopefully get drunk. But the singer of Gorgoroth is the guy's asking him, he's like, what does black metal music stand for to you? And the guy goes, Satan. And he's like, oh, well, what does Satan mean to you? And this guy, who's by the way living in a fucking castle, I don't know I don't know if this is his house or like it was just like on location, but it's literally in like an old like medieval church castle type deal. And this guy, singer Gorgoroth, takes a sip of his glass of red wine and goes, freedom. It was a very iconic moment for black metal.
I mean, listen, black metal also has the other side where you have the lead singer or the guitarist, I can't remember, from Mayhem, literally being interviewed and also saying that metal's no longer Aryan enough because guitars are connected to black culture. Yeah.
Listen, I'm gonna say this.
And drums.
Hot take. If you're gonna be racist, at least make it cool racism. Like, if you're gonna be racist, don't have Tucker Carlson racism. Have black metal racism. You know,
black metal racism. You guys don't deserve to play guitars like we do, because our hands are made for. It's wild.
Nah,
Like
that's
I
crazy.
hate
Like
it.
that's some shit I want to fight over. I'm not gonna lie. I'm heated at that right now.
Yeah, no, it was one of the most frustrating like interviews to see as like a kid who's like really like into it, and you're like, yeah,
Yeah.
this is awesome, and you go,
Yeah.
oh,
That was
okay.
the worst
Also,
shit.
I
Finding
will
out
say
like
this
a
about
band
black
was
metal
racist.
though. The black metal bands that really be in the shits, they do actually murder each other. There's a couple of black metal
Yes.
bands that have killed each other. So
Yeah.
I mean, at least
Yes.
they're killing their
Mayhem.
own kind and
Yeah.
not other
Oh,
black people.
those niggas
They
is
literally
about the
carried a
shits, bro.
piece
You gotta
of
respect
the
it.
guy's skull, like they had a piece of the guy's skull around their neck.
What's
And
the band? I think it was like
blew his
Mayhem.
own
All the
head off.
members like murdered each
Damn.
other,
Yeah.
and one of them committed suicide.
yeah.
One of them
Nah, it
committed
was
suicide, and they carried on
Yeah.
the fragments of his skull around their neck. I'm literally watching an interview right now, like as we're talking.
Yeah. It was
What's
like
that law?
the
What is the law about body parts in Norway? Can you just walk around with that?
I guess
Would you guys
after
wear
it
my
was like
skull?
rules just a suicide.
no,
If you wanted me
not.
to,
I mean, yeah, like it depends. Like if I
like
could
Q-bone.
get it in plugs. Oh, facts. If I get some teardrop plugs, I'll rock your skull in my ears, bro.
What if
For
I
sure.
could wear like Q-bone, like over my own skull? Like if we could just elongate it a little bit, like a little helmet or something.
You got a larger head than me, so you have to have like a shoulder pad of my skull.
Yeah, I guess so. Maybe like a brooch, like a ooh, like you know how. hold on. Stick with me. You know how in Coming to America, my man has the pelt of the lion.
Yeah.
You know, but like as a clasp. What if we did use your skull as a clasp for some kind of like garb that I'm gonna wear? Yeah. That would be
Let's
cool.
just go full blown with it. Wear my skin as a pelt.
Little Justin on the
It's
side.
definitely waterproof. It's definitely waterproof, so that's cool.
Little Sasha
you
on the
have to,
Gucci
like,
pouch.
Little
You can't
Sasha
have
on the
me-
sash.
You can't have me ashy out here. You got to lotion the pouch.
Always.
butter-
Yeah, you
cocoa butter
definitely
the,
do.
the sash of my
Bro,
dead body.
Cocoa
that's called
butter, the
conditioning.
coin purse.
It's conditioning.
Conditioning,
You just
yes.
have
Condition
you
the
have
leather.
to condition leather. You can't be disrespecting the leather out there. That's just being honest. So, no, if you want us to, listen, we can do it. We can make it tasteful or not tasteful. We can make it where we. Yeah, I instantly regret this image in my head. A Speedo made with your skin just crossed over to my mind, and it's not good. Not good.
Damn.
I have a very
Damn.
I have one of those minds that like the minute I think about it, it puts the image right in front of me, and
Yeah.
I mean, I will
this is
say
gross.
this: if you're gonna wear my skin anywhere, it should be on your loins because I have my dick works. It works well. So like maybe you will see the blessings transit over. Like you might gain
Right.
an inch. I have a long penis, a long virile dick. So maybe you can maybe my skin can
What
be
if
an
we
aphrodisiac
layer
for you.
your penis over?
Could you imagine just my body getting made into several thousand condoms?
Oh my god.
It's just wonderful. I think that could work. I don't know. Hey, listen. I showed you that. Like we talked about this before, but I'll still never get over that. Those funerals where the person is propped up and chilling, and everyone's just like shaking ass or like smoking hookah. Like I will haunt your ancestors, like your kin for the rest of eternity. I would make it my mission.
I'll say this. I don't know how I feel about my body being taxidermied and put on display at my funeral, but I 150%, as I am not a Christian man. I do not want a regular funeral. I want everyone in my funeral wearing pink. I'm gonna legally have this put in my will, by the way. I want first of all, okay, I want a funeral for like my daughter, like the underage people. Like I want a ceremony for them separate. But for my niggas, I want you niggas fucking. I don't care who. I want everybody in pink. I want a club booked out. I want an open invite. Anybody can come. Niggas off the street. No cover. I want a DJ playing all types of fucking New Orleans bounce, Afrobeat. I want niggas to celebrate my life. Do not mourn me, because I'm a lit ass nigga. I want niggas on Molly. I want you to cheat on your wife. I'm kidding. But for the niggas who do cheat on their wives, if you're on the fence about it, my funeral is how you do it.
If you're on the fence,
Yo,
my funeral is where you climb over.
My son was dead. He was in he's right there. So obviously I needed a release, and she was there. So I'm
Damn,
sorry,
you're
Stephanie.
And for all the women
Yeah.
who I had sex with who attended my funeral, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this right now. Have sex with my boys, bro.
Yes,
I gave
knew you
y'all
was gonna
all
do it. That's a real nigga right there.
I gave even if I didn't give you good dick, know that my intention was to give you good dick. I put that forward for you. So if I gave you remotely good dick, enthusiastic dick, if I made you squirt, put that on my boys, please, for me in death.
Wow.
All
Do
right,
me the
don't.
favor.
And I'm
What a
but
king.
don't be too happy, but cry while you do it, because I need
Yeah.
niggas to know I threw crazy meat and that you
Yes.
mourning the loss of my dick.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
cry about it, but squirt on my
Are you
man's while you
watching
tearing up.
this? Are you watching this as a ghost? As a ghost, are you watching this?
And honestly, too, here's my thing too. This is also
Obviously.
going to be in the will, because we know I fucked all over these Americas. My funeral is going to be like 3 months out from my actual death, because I want y'all to plan. I want y'all to use vacation time. I want everybody flying out to wherever I decide to be buried.
A
destination funeral. Yes.
This is gonna be the funeral to never forget.
I want Blue Chew getting handed out at the door.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Your funeral sponsored by Blue Chew. Why were we there?
No, I mean, we really at this point we need to make a pitch.
Yo,
we need to make a pitch to them, because
you know what?
We really rock with Blue Chew.
I haven't had it. I'm a perfect candidate for you to try it out on me.
Saying? Like, if you send a couple samples this way, you feel me?
I stopped taking Blue Chew because almost everything I take for the gym and general wellness has transitive properties over to dick. So, so I take Blue Chew and it's the same as my regular sober meat. So
you're getting
I don't take Blue Chew anymore. I have a very beautiful working penis. But
so what you're saying is your blood now is the main ingredient, the active ingredient in Blue Chew.
You know what? Yes, I'll say this: siphon out my blood and spread it amongst the masses as a fertility drug.
Ooh, that's
and like
boutique.
I said, get wet and nasty and crazy. I don't even care if you a nigga that don't party. Like at my funeral, you better be throwing up. You better be fucking getting lit. Like if you don't do it ever, you need to do it on my deathbed.
Wow, what a cosign! Listen, man, I think that's a good proposition. I will respect it. And what are we wearing? Pink lace? Are we wearing just pink suits?
I mean, I feel like finding a pink suit would be harder than maybe even getting to the destination funeral. But because I've never seen a pink suit in real life. No, that's a lie. Sundays in Detroit, when you up early enough on a Sunday in Detroit, niggas show up for church.
You see it all.
Niggas are obnoxious for church. So I've seen a couple pink suits out here, but I'm not up that early on Sundays. But yeah, man, like you better fucking, because my shit was, I was thinking about this the other day. So one of the things in Pennsylvania when I had moved there, one of my misconceptions about it was that like when I came, I'm from New York. Niggas are poor in New York. Niggas party, but niggas are poor. Like I was not in the socialite class. Like it was dirty ghetto basement parties. And I thought when I moved to PA, it was going to be crazy. It was going to be out of pocket. Niggas going to be on all types of ill drugs. There's going to be all these forest parties. It was not that. Like a lot of these niggas, there's a reason a lot of these niggas live and die 8 miles from where they were born, because they're boring as fuck. It's a boring place to live. Suburbs are boring. So now that I'm outside in Detroit in a major city technically, I'll be partying, and I missed all that party in my 20s. I didn't do it. I had a safe job. I had roommates and that were like, I'm just gonna stay in tonight. I don't drink. I'm straight edge. A lot of nerd niggas I was around, but now that I'm outside, I'm partying. It's lit, and I want niggas to get as lit as I be getting out here. So I want to impart that partying onto people in my death. It may change somebody's life. I feel like nobody's life gets changed after a funeral. Like you're sad, you're slumpy. Mm-hmm. Don't be sad and slumpy. Just get crazy about it. I want niggas to talk about my funeral for years to come.
From your funeral,
right.
I mean, they change, but not in a good way. There's like you cry, you see people you probably hate. You see people you probably hate that you don't even think should be there. I don't even care if you see a nigga at my if you see a nigga I know that I hate at my funeral, jump that nigga. No one's gonna arrest you because the venue's booked.
I love it. We should host that. I don't know. I've already said it. I want no hoopla. Just I'm a tree the next day, and that's it, bro. I'm not doing anything else. I don't give a shit. It's fine. That's how I
my
live.
niggas. That's how you keep my memory alive. Getting into a threesome at my funeral.
Forget me.
Forget
man.
me.
Forget me. It's fine. Use the money
And on that
I
sad
left
note, we can
behind.
end right there.
Use the
He said,
money
"Forget
that
me."
I left and fucking do something cool with it. I don't know. Do something good. Fuck it. I am getting depressed. Damn. I need to smoke more weed now. Let's do that, boys.
Well, you heard it here first. For the hundreds of listeners we now have, you heard it here first. Turn up at my funeral. This has been the
Please.
National Meat Treasure.
We do release episodes every Tuesdays and Thursdays, and we want you to actually subscribe because you guys have been doing such a great job. We got to keep going. We got to keep the views up. Comment, subscribe, talk to us. We love responding to people. But I don't know what else. It's been a good day. I'm tired, man. Let's go.
I am tired too. Maybe I'll party. I don't know. I'm trying to figure if there's an after hour spot here because I'm craving a beer so bad, and I haven't had a beer in. It's been like a week, but still, follow me on TikTok and Instagram at thin.cruel.lips, and follow the National Meat Treasure on Instagram and TikTok at National Meat Treasure, and on Facebook at NMT Pod.
Yes, and follow me on TikTok and Instagram at Saint Thrilla, and follow 303 Bam on Instagram, TikTok, and streaming platforms. Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, Deezer, Tidal, whatever you want.
Whatever
He's a
you
rich
want.
nigga.
Wow.
He's all over the place.
All over
Have a
the
good
place.
night,
Anywhere.
meatheads.
Peace.
National Meat Treasure.